Good morning, grade 7 students. Welcome back to our Arts Module 4. The fourth module in Arts, Quarter 1, will guide you on how to appreciate the arts and crafts of Luzon through the analysis of the principles of arts. Learning objectives. In this module, you will be able to define the different principles of art, distinguish the different principles of art used in arts and crafts of Luzon, highlands, and lowlands by analyzing how the principles were used, and appreciate the importance of the principles of art incorporated in the design. But before we start our journey to our new lesson, let us have first a short activity. Activity 1. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? Get a mirror and see your reflection on it. Try to look clearly to your face. Now, get a piece of paper or bond paper, then draw your face on it, based on your face reflection from the mirror. You can use any coloring materials if you want. Let us examine your artwork. Answer the following questions. Number 1. Let's start from your eyes. Do you think your eyes have the same measurement? How can you say so? Number 2. How about your ears? Do you think they are balanced? How can you say so? Number 3. Look at your nose and mouth. What can you say about them? Number 4. Does your hair fit in your face build? Why and why not? Number 5. Do your eyebrows have equal length and width? How can you say so? Number 6. What is your overall impression to your face? And number 7. Do you think that the principle of art is important in all artworks? Why? Now let's begin our lesson. In this module, we will focus on the principle of arts used in Luzon's architecture, sculpture, and everyday objects. We can say that a masterpiece is perfect or not, and that we can judge it even in a simple glance. However, can you notice at once every single detail of it? Did you pay attention to the execution of balance, emphasis, rhythm, unity, and variety, movement, scale, and proportion? In your past lesson, when you were elementary, you have learned about the principle of arts: balance, emphasis, rhythm, unity, and variety, movement, scale, and proportion. The principle of art represents how the artist used the element of art to create an effect to the design and to help convey the artist's intent. Let us have a short review about the principle of arts. Pattern. Pattern refers to the visual arrangement of elements like line, shape, color, form, texture, space, and value that is alternated or with a repetitive form or sequence. The illustration shows that there are alternated and repetitive form or sequence of two briefcases and two lips. Balance. Balance is the way the elements are arranged symmetrically or asymmetrically to create a feeling of stability or impression of equality in weight in an artwork. You can see in the illustration that there is a big rectangle in the left side and a group of 6 small rectangles on the right side. You will notice that the size of the big rectangle on the left is equal to the size of the group of small rectangles on the right. An artwork illustrates symmetrical balance when the parts of an image are organized so that one side mirrors the others. This is an image of a lung. You will notice that the left side of the lung mirrors the right side of the lung. Asymmetrical balance is illustrated in an artwork when one side of a composition does not reflect the design of the other. You can see in the illustration the image of a fingerprint. You will notice that the left side of the fingerprint does not mirror its right side because they have a different design. Radial balance is any type of balance based on a circle with its design extending from center. You can see in the illustration the image of fireworks. You will notice that the firework starts with a single spark at the beginning and then it continuously sparks, creating an extending design from the center. Emphasis. Emphasis shows the focal point of an image or when one area or thing stands out the most and gets the special attention. This illustration shows a group of red birds and a blue owl at the middle. It is clear that the blue owl stands out the most because of its difference. Emphasis can be achieved through color, contrast, location or placement of elements, size, repetition, and etc. that makes an image of a focal point of the design. Contrast. Contrast has a large difference among different elements of designs that create visual interest. It is a comparison of different elements of design in order to highlight their difference. You can see on the illustration the two happy face icons that show contrast using dark and light values. The first happy face icon uses white color as a base, then uses black color to highlight the circumference of the face, eyes, and mouth, while the second happy face icon uses black as a base and uses white to highlight the eyes and mouth. Now look at the second illustration of two stones. Can you see the difference? They are different in terms of texture, rough and smooth. Rhythm and movement. Rhythm and movement is a repetition of elements that focuses the eye of the viewers direct to the image that produce the look and feel of movement. Look at the illustration on the right. You can see that the clouds make your eyes follow its spiral movement that gives the illusion to move. Now look at the trees. Can you see the movement? Harmony. Harmony refers to the arrangement of elements that give the viewers the feeling on how well all the visual elements work together as a whole. The illustration shows different images or icons with different colors. You can see or feel that there is a good harmony among them. Unity. When all the elements and principles work together to create a pleasing image, it defines unity. You can see in the illustration that there is a group of stars with different sizes and arrangement. There is no pattern, but you can see the unity among the stars that work together to create a pleasant piece. Variety. Variety is the use of different elements in an image that has difference and change to increase the visual interest of the work. There are different elements used in the illustration with the different principles that make the viewers see all the parts of the artwork. Scale. It is the relationship between images in terms of size or measurement, numbers or amount, visual weight, or so on, including the connection between parts of a whole. Now, let's apply your knowledge of the principle of art. It is easy to say that an artwork is beautiful. You can describe it even one glance, but you can notice every single detail of it. Did you pay attention to the balance, emphasis, contrast, rhythm and movement, pattern and repetition, unity, variety, and proportion of an artwork? This module will teach you to identify, understand, and give importance to the principle of arts. Let us try to look into the principle of arts used in the sample arts and crafts of Luzon. Here is a picture of Calle Crisologo, a narrow and cobblestone street in Vigan. The houses are simple but love the subject, ready for picture-perfect shots with their roofs of red tiles, thick walls, huge doors, and staircases leading to rooms of high ceiling and sliding capuch shell windows. Visitors can admire more closely the architecture and intricate craftsmanship employed in the grille and woodworks when they step inside some of the houses that have been turned into stores and museums. They can even experience staying in a heritage house during their visit, as some have been converted into inns. When you look deeply in every detail of the design, we can appreciate how the principles of art is being used. You can see clearly the balance in every span of walls, the emphasis and contrast in wall decoration, the rhythm and movement of every structure, the pattern and repetition of structural designs, and the variety, proportion, and unity of every part of the houses in Calle Crisologo. For artist perspective, when we look deeply in every inch of detail of the designs, we can appreciate how the principles of art is being used in Calle Crisologo. Look at the cobbled streets. Can you see the pattern and how it is arranged? They use cobblestones in different sizes and arrange it in repetitive sequence. From the arrangement, we can see clearly the use of pattern and scale principle in it. How about the columns and doors of their houses? What principles do you see? Yes, there is pattern, balance, and unity. When you look at it from the perspective point of view, we can see movement and rhythm. Now, look at the sliding capuchel windows. Do you see the pattern, balance, and unity of the capuchel? How about contrast? Look deeply at the capuchels. You can notice that there are some shells that are plain and some have dark colors. Now let's see their wall decorations. They use different designs, a variety of design that makes their houses unique and admire visitors to look more closely to their architecture designs and craftsmanship. In all, Cali Crisologo shows a good harmony that makes it lovelier and more famous. Here is another masterpiece from May Kawayan, Bulacan, a jewelry that everyone wants to have. When we examine each craft, we can say that the principles of arts are one of the ingredients on how it is made. We can see pattern, contrast, emphasis, balance, scale, harmony, rhythm or movement, unity, and variety on every piece of the design on how they are cuts, bands, and shapes. For artist perspective, May Kawayan Bulacan jewelry smiths are known for their talents in creating world-class design. We can see in their masterpiece that the principles of arts are present. They have different patterns, scale, and balance in their designs and use different materials like precious metal, gold and silver, pearls, precious and semi-precious stones that create a visual interest and highlights one of the principles of art, and that is variety. A jewelry may be mounted with gemstones that makes a good emphasis. We can also see the movement or rhythm in some of their designs like rope, chain, and more. All their masterpieces are very artistic and you can embrace the harmony in it. At this point, spend some time to accomplish this chart below, which is pretty relevant with the previous activity. For your activity number 2, here are some pictures of the arts and crafts of Luzon. Analyze each picture based from how the principle of arts were used or incorporated in the design. Describe each picture based on their design. For example, the principle of balance in Inabel. They use different geometric patterns with the same measurement and quantity that they are aligned in different rows and columns that shows good balance. After you accomplish the task, before we proceed to the next activity, I have 2 simple questions for you to answer. Number 1, are those artworks beautiful and unique? Why yes or why not? Number 2, among those arts and crafts from Luzon, which is your favorite one? Why? Knowing and appreciating every single detail of the designs of arts and crafts from Luzon are rare opportunities for a student like you. If you accomplished all the activities, it means that your mind can think critically and can evaluate how the artworks were carefully crafted by skilled artists. It's time to check your understanding. Are you ready? Below are some light bulbs with the assigned principle of arts. Recall the discussion and the activities that you have accomplished in this module. Based from your understanding and experiences with the activities, write your own ideas or concept about the following principle of arts. Write your idea inside the light bulb. Thank you so much. I know that you have learned a lot from this module. I'm just curious to know your insights. I have here another light bulb for you. If you will make your own artwork, what are the top 3 principles of art that you will consider? Why? Write your answer inside the light bulb. For your last activity, the assessment, the following are the principles of art. Match column A to their description in column B. Reminder students to complete all your answers in your activity sheet and attach all your files before you click Turn In. Thank you and happy learning!